as you reflect back on like what it's been like almost 10 months now that you've kind of gone on this healing journey,
Mhm.
what have you learned or what advice would you give maybe like Lauren from a year ago?
Yeah.
Someone who is in the midst of that struggle, who maybe, yeah, doesn't really see the light at the end, isn't sure what
Mm.
the next step is.
Yeah.
What would you share with them of like what I've learned, what I have gone through, and what hope that you have to offer them?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just feel like what haven't I learned? Like it's been like
Yeah.
every single day is a learning experience. And it's sometimes it feels like a lot and it feels like some days are big learning lessons and I feel like I just took a year of college, it's like a big chunk of learning or read a whole textbook, but other days are just like a little refresher, a little sentence. I'm like, oh, that's a good tip, but you are you're gonna learn so much. And I think what I've really learned is that I am more resilient than I could have ever imagined. When every time something happens and I have to go through another trial, another thing, I come out of it stronger. And I can feel more confident knowing, hey, I overcame that and I'll overcome the next thing that happens too. Um, I have learned that having solid relationships within your family and within friendships, like deep, solid friendship, is the most important thing. And I say that so confidently because if you don't have your people to be there to support you and guide you and have people to talk to, it's really hard to do it all by yourself. I really don't know how I would have done all this without them. Um, I think that your life can change in an instant and that can never really be fully prepared for what life is going to throw at you. So just I've just learned to take it as it comes, and I just find it so interesting. Like I'm like, okay, now I've really gone through everything I'm going to go through. Like now that I've overcome this next thing, like the craziness is over. And then the next day I get into a car accident all by myself in the snow. So it's like you never know what's going to happen. And it is, I think, trying to, as much as you can, enjoy the journey as hard as it may be sometimes. Because even like with when I did get into a car accident, like now I know what to do with in that situation and I know like how to handle it. And I know how to be better prepared. I know more about my car now. And so, every little thing, just trying to take it as a learning experience. I've also learned that I can do hard things alone and still have fun because at first, like, I thought it was like really, first of all, kind of cringy to like have fun, like laugh by yourself, but it's like not. It's it's really fun to do things alone and like actually laugh out loud and like as if you were with like your best friend, and you should be like your best friend. You're with yourself your entire life, whether you're in a relationship or you're not.
Mhm.
um at the end of the day, it's really just you and God. So like trying to make that time as like trying to get to know yourself as much as possible. um and in terms of like practical advice that I would have for somebody who's going through a divorce is yeah, these are going to be really practical. So decide what kind of divorce you're going through and going with. I didn't know anything about this when I was like first trying to decide, but basically I thought you just like say I want a divorce, but there's actually like there's a dissolution, there's an annulment, like so there's different like things you have to know which one is right for you, and there's so many helpful like blogs online that will tell you like okay, do you fit these criteria, then you want to do
Mm.
this. I do know that getting a dissolution through your county or your city is definitely the cheapest thing to do. I think for me it was like $150 or something. So, and going through a divorce, you have to get lawyers, you have to get like all this stuff. So just practically just decide like what's going to be right for you guys. Split the money right up front, don't wait on that, because um I think especially if you're in a situation like mine, it can be really a little bit scary just because he was like stealing money from me, and like, so try to like split that up as fast as you can and get your own account and put your money into your account as fast as possible. I did that and I felt really very empowered. I think it was like month 1, and I went to the bank. I got my own bank account and I put my money in there. I even like the bank teller or person was really nice, and I was like, "Hey, if we could try to speed this up, like I'm kind of in this not super safe situation financially with my ex-husband, and I'm trying to move my money as quickly as possible. So if we could like if you could first of all educate me and tell me things that I might need to know moving forward, and if we can um you know move this along as quickly as possible, I would really appreciate that." And he was like, "I got you, like I totally understand." And he was like, "Here's my card, call me if you need anything." And I don't know, that just was like so
Great.
helpful to me, and I was like, "Thank you, I love you." um and another thing is, don't this is something I've really learned, do not delete your accounts with your spouse, or don't remove all traces of him right away, because
Mm.
I've done this and I've been really sorry that I did, because I needed some of that information for things moving forward. I can't remember all the specifics right now, but certain documentation, and I don't have it anymore. The accounts are gone, and it's really frustrating because I can't get them back. So don't delete every trace right up front, even though you might be tempted to do that.
Mhm.
Um the journey is going to be bumpy with a lot of unexplained thoughts and feelings and experiences, but you're going to come out of it stronger, stronger than ever on the other side. I promise you. And I know that you probably want to not listen to that or punch me in the face. I hated hearing people say, "It's going
Yeah.
to get better. You're going to get through it." I'm like, please shut up. Like, I don't want to hear that, but I
Yeah.
promise you that's like the God honest truth, is it will get better and you will get through it. Another thing is get physical, get active, start moving around, find something you like to do. Maybe it's taking dance classes, maybe it's going on hikes. I loved going on hikes at the beginning. Start journaling, writing down all your thoughts. I love that I have almost every day captured on paper of what I was going through, what I was doing. I have pages of my journal that says, "God, where are you?" Like, just like the whole thing. I don't know where you are. And I'm like, wow, like now being here and being like, "Hey God, like you're my buddy," so just it's interesting to see like the process of all that. I think you're going to want to see what you went through. And who knows, it could help somebody in your life moving forward as well. Prioritize taking care of yourself, like your body, because stress is going to really impact you while you go through this journey. So something that I did was I poured in, I don't know why I decided to, but I fixated on pouring into my hair. So I would really nourish and take care of my hair, and have already started to see hair growth back on my hairline, which is really for me very exciting, because I lost so much hair during that time. So putting just as much importance and love and care into my hair as was being like literally taken out from stress, I think is sort of now trying to balance itself out, which is really awesome. So nourish your body, take care of yourself, go slow, be gentle with yourself, go to therapy. It's so helpful. I've been going to therapy since the very beginning. I got a therapist 3 weeks after we were separated. So she's been with me to even see the entire journey of everything I've gone through. And to see the growth and been like, "Hey, just let you know, like you have grown in this area so much. I've seen it from an outsider's perspective," which is helpful for me as a check-in. Um, Also, the last thing I want to say is just get involved with a good church. It's church community, people that won't judge you for what you've been through, that will lift you up and support you, and kind of get in that hurt with you and sit there and just be in silence with you if that's what you need, and just pray with you and pray over you. I think it's so important to do that. So yeah, those are all my practical tips.